me, David Wong. Tutti fucking fruity.
The Cinema Chop Shop.
What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop, so park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. And today, I got a panel of guests. These are two usual suspects you see on the channel. You got Del Boy to my whatever direction this is right here from Movie Mash. Go ahead and hit up his channel. Say hi to him. Tell him that his videos are garbage, all that good stuff. And then down below, you got Q Reviews. The homie, you know what I'm saying?
What up? What up?
AKA, what are you? The freaking what's your name on that movie?
Well, the Crow.
He said the Crow. Nah, man, you're freaking the bounty hunter. What's the bounty hunter's name?
Oh, the Duke. The Duke. Yeah, the Duke. Yeah. Friday 13th, Roseblood, and part 9. Jason Goes to Hell. The coolest black man in Friday 13th history.
Oh,
yeah.
What's his name from Rocky 4, Rocky 5?
From Rocky 5? Oh, yeah. Stephen Williams is the guy who plays him, I think. Yeah. Stephen Williams? Yep. I met him. I dressed up as a Duke and went to go meet him at the cosplay, and Peter Anthony, he wanted him to take a picture with the Duke with the costume on. He said he'd do it, and Pete paid him like $200, and he just took the money. He didn't take the picture and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he dipped. Yeah.
But speaking of horror, that's the topic that we all like. So I'm here today to propose a question to this panel of horror ghouls. I have this thought. I just came to this realization, and I'm standing by it. I want to find out your thoughts first before we break it down and go into like a full-blown discussion. So just kind of give me a do you agree or disagree type thing. Lately, I'm under the realization that I believe that within the next 10 years or so, I think that horror movies are going to replace Star Wars and superhero movies on the totem pole of pop culture. What does that mean? Right now, a couple of years ago, I felt like it was all about, Infinity Wars. It was all about Iron Man. It was all about Captain America. Like, we love these superheroes. And then the same thing about Star Wars. Star Wars was everywhere. It was if you go anywhere in the world, you say, or you go, somebody go be like, oh, that's Darth Vader. Like it's a part of iconic history. But I feel like slowly but surely, it's kind of fading a bit. And I think that horror movies are going to replace it on that totem pole of popularity. Now, right now, I just want your initial thoughts. Like, do you agree with this idea or do you disagree with it? And then we'll go into details about it in a minute. So, Del Boy, I kind of already know your thought process, so go ahead and give me your answer.
I think the superhero movies are fading out, and they'll be faded out before your intro finishes. But I do think. All right, no. To tell you the truth, no, I disagree. All right, so one of the original movies ever made.
Wait, don't go into details. You said you disagree, right?
Oh, all right. Yeah, I disagree.
You disagree. So you think that it's no way in hell that horror movies are going to replace superhero movies or Star Wars movies on the total pole?
No.
All right, Coolio, Mr. Q Reviews.
What do you think? Ooh, that's a tough one, but I could see it replacing Star Wars. Even that even sounds crazy nowadays to say that, but if I went back into the 90s and said it, but I can see it replacing Star Wars. Superhero movies, they are diminishing their lore, really, because we only had maybe 2 this year, maybe. So they're already fading. That's a great question. It's a tough one. But we're talking families and and everything in horror is strictly, it's going to be like your teenage group into the horror fan. So I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Not just yet. Not in the next 10 years, at least.
But you think that there's a possibility with Star Wars?
Yeah, I think because I think that whatever Disney's doing to that lore, to Star Wars over there, I think it's turning people off in a horrible way, and people are leaving in drones. They're canceling subscriptions. People not really fucking with Star Wars. They're about to make a Rey movie. Like who asked? Like nobody cared. They don't even like that character. I will say this: you ever go to Halloween? How many people you see dressed up like as Rey? You know what I'm saying? Harley Quinn, sure, but you don't see no Rey. So like, yeah, people just don't like Star Wars at all right now. And then I can see horror taking its place.
So you
Yeah,
saying you had like a 50-50 then.
One,
So
that's a little tougher though, but like they don't start coming up with more original ideas that can knock that off the throne too. So yeah, should be a good discussion.
Are you at like a 50-50 with it then?
Oh shit, hold on. Keep going.
Are you at like a 50-50 with it then? His headphone loves to go out on him.
Yeah, there we go. And I'm back. I'm sorry.
All right. I said, so are you at like a 50-50 with it?
Yeah, I'm kind of at a 50-50 with it. I'm more of seeing that the superhero genre right now will still strive for a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they start coming out with, all these the X-Men, and you know what I'm saying, they have a resurgence, but horror's gonna always be there. So I'm kind of 70 40, yeah, something like that.
Okay. All right. Now you did 110%. You guys said 70 and 40.
Oh shit. 110%. Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
damn, I was like, I ain't no mathematician or nothing, but
I'm horrible at math. My bad.
All right. So Dilbo, you want to elaborate more on why you stand so firmly on that no?
All right. So where I started. So one of the earliest movies ever made was a horror movie. Yeah. And throughout the last 100 years, horror movies have been always the way they have been. They've had their moments. They've had decades of, every decade there's a burst, there's a new type of trend of horror movie, and like Saw in the early 2000s. I think what will happen is, I think they'll always be the way they are. They'll either be good and bad. They'll always be, because they're still like the top when it comes to movies. People still run out. Superheroes, I think they're going to have another little burst. I don't think it'll ever be on Avengers level. I don't know for sure, but I don't think it'll ever. I think they will fade in general, but I don't think horror movies will replace them. I think horror movies will always be the way they are. They'll always be, because how many horror movies have hit $1 billion? So what you're saying is, we'll say in 10 years' time, they're going to be the new big blockbusters that making billions of dollars every summer, like 2, 3, 4. Is that what you mean?
Here's the thing about it. $1 billion doesn't measure success. It's really about how many more times your budget. Like, think about it. Yeah, a movie hits $1 billion. Budget, So it's all about how many times you multiplied your budget. Because when you think about it, Terrifier, from a standpoint of money, did better than almost any fucking Disney movie in existence. If you go on budget versus what they got paid out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see.
But most of the superhero movies, which cost $1 billion, they probably spent, the budget was probably about 400 or 500 million, right? I'm assuming something like that. I don't know. Yeah, but
so they
as I say, all right. All right, but the thing is that I don't know for sure. I don't know what the budget's on Avengers. I don't know. I can't comment on it. But what I'm saying is that horror movies, since I was a kid, they've had their moments when they've had big, huge movies. Other movies followed trend, and then they died down and then come down. And I think they'll always be that way. They'll never be dismissed or ever be shit. But I'm just saying is I can't see it replacing superheroes. I just think it'll always be the way it is now, if you get what I mean. I think superheroes will fade. I think even superheroes, give it a break in 20 years, maybe they'll come back. Now, when it comes to Star Wars, I don't know, because I know what Q is saying, but what I was saying is that Star Wars is such a titan. It's such a titan. It's unbelievable since the 70s. Even though it's been on a decline, a couple of good movies and it's back. Give us a couple of good movies and that Star Wars is back on top form for the fans anyway. But like Ray, agree. Who the fuck wants a Ray movie?
Nobody.
What the fuck with it?
Nobody liked her character. I just don't understand.
I didn't hate her character. She was just
the first movie was all right. Then they kind of
she was
the
all right.
problem with that trilogy. The problem with that trilogy was the fact that they didn't have consistent writing and direction, because all three movies felt like they were three different fucking movies. So like they didn't really
It's like they didn't know they were going to do a second and a third, like, you know what I mean? But I will say I didn't mind the character, but not enough to see another film with her. You know, it's like
you just don't care about her. Yeah, you just don't care about her.
It's like, I mean, but anyway, I just think my opinion is, when it comes to horror movies, I think if you go back and you look back from the 70s or whatever, they've always been popular, always been in pop culture, but they've had their moments where they've been up and down, but they still continuously have that. And I think that will continue. I think they'll never replace. I think it'll just be the way they are. Superhero movies will fade, come back, fade, but I don't think they will replace. It'll just be the way it is.
All right. So look, I just wanted to make sure that you got your point across before I say what I had to say. But great points. This is why I think it will happen. There's a mass exodus right now from Disney. And it's getting it from the Star Wars front, and it's getting it from the superhero point. I mean, how many people have complained about Captain Marvel? People complain about all of the female, the SJW, the woke stuff, in all categories of everything related to Disney. People are
X-Men fire though. X-Men 97 was fire.
Oh, X-Men 97 is fire, but I mean, what have we learned from DC? Just because you can make a dope ass animated series or movie doesn't mean that you could translate that into actual film. You know, that DC's known for that. DC has amazing animated movies, and they just can't catch a break with their actual.
Don't forget about that new Batman Crusader cake. That
looks amazing. But then watch them put out a Batman movie that's subpar. You get what I'm saying? But I digress. We have seen a decline in both Star Wars and in superhero films. It has dropped drastically, and the fact that Q mentioned this earlier as well too. There haven't been that many superhero movies dropping. And the reason for that is because there's been such a pushback, such a resistance against these films, because people are critiquing them before they even drop. And you know it's getting bad when a Star Wars film or a Star Wars production is getting slammed before it actually even goes on air. You know, it's not even given it a fair shot, but that already shows where majority of the fan base is standing when it comes to this franchise, when it comes to this series, you know? And we're not seeing that with horror. We're seeing horror movies actually evolve and then turn into something different. A24 has started something. They started making horror films, not movies, right? Horror films, telling really cohesive story, having really interesting character, having real great cinematic moments, and kind of like going away from the cliche things that we've saw in the past. They're kind of paving their own way. The same thing with Neon. Neon is basically A20. In my opinion, Neon is damn near the next A24. And a lot of their movies are as well horror related. And let's not I feel like the youth has more interest in horror movies than they do in superhero movies and in Star Wars. Because I have stickers on my bottle, right? And I've had kids walk up to me and tell me, "Oh, I've seen that's that clown from Terrifier," and I didn't even think these kids knew who the hell Art the Clown was. And they point, "Oh, that's that. I seen that movie. What movie? The one with that art, the one with the clown with the black and the white paint. He's crazy, right? He's already cemented his way into pop culture, and bro's not even like ain't even had a big budget film yet. You get what I'm saying? So it's like these things are becoming. It once it grabs the youth, it's a wrap. You know, I feel like it's already starting there. And then let's not even get to the fact that Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights has become one of the most coveted events yearly in the month of October. Right? It becomes so packed you can't I've been to Halloween Horror Nights from like 2010 until like now, and the change has been drastic. The wait times have have increased tenfold. You know, your spacing with the people around you, there's no space anymore. You go to these horror conventions. I talked to people that used to go to horror conventions in the 2000s and 2010s. They said it was nothing like it is now. Right now, you like ask the dick, like with people the whole way through, like just being shepherded through these conventions, right? And then not to mention Universal Studios not only is going to have a Universal Dark World in one of the theme parks in Orlando, but then they're also opening the year-round strictly like Halloween related theme park in Vegas. And also all these escape rooms and shit popping up that are horror themed and horror related. I mean, I think that it's, and then when you look at the budget and the amount of money that these companies have made off of these films, yeah, their budget might be $10,000, but for them to hit $100,000, that's a win. The Nun, what, $30,000, and they made almost like 400 million or some shit, or what? My bad, $30 million, and they hit about 400 million or almost 400 million. That's a win, you know. Like it, so it's cool. These companies hit $1 billion. That's tight. But at the same time, if it's only five times your budget, a lot. Terrifier did 14 times his budget. You know, and to me, that speaks more volumes than something hitting $1 billion. I don't know if Q, you want to chime in, because I know you ain't had much mic time. I don't know if you want to just chime in and say anything.
Yeah. I loved what you pointed out with the Halloween Horror Nights things, because I've been to a couple of those, and you're lucky if you get into 200 houses in that thing. That thing is so damn packed, wall to wall to wall. And then I did hear about the Halloween Horror Nights they doing in Vegas, so that's huge for horror. So that's all year round. And we always know that Halloween is big business. You know what I'm saying? Doing around, Halloween with all the haunted houses and your costumes and treatment and all the parties and stuff too. So horror has always been big business, but Star Wars was a titan, my man Derry said it is still a titan, but all it comes down, like you said, is to winning. And if they can, remember how hyped we were when we see Mandalorian season 1 and 2. I mean, that was great. And then of course season 3 just dropped the ball, but everybody likes winning. If Star Wars puts out a tight Sith movie, say what's that one, the Empire, whatever that story was, with that tight Shadow of the Empire. I forgot what it was called when it was on 360 or whatever. They should have made a movie, the Knights of the Old Republic. I couldn't think of it. If they made that and they made that super dope, even if it was like a 5-part series and that was it, Star Wars is winning again, and you get the youth back on its side too. The thing about horror is we love horror to death. People ask, why you like this crazy shit? I don't know. I just do. It just speaks to me. But horror doesn't speak to a broader audience like a Star Wars will, or a superhero, because every kid wants to be Spider-Man. I don't know if every kid wants to be Art the Clown, but you know what I'm saying? It's true. But you know what I'm saying? I relate to those things. I'm rooting for Jason. That's why I like in the later Nightmare on Elm Street series, they made Freddy the star, because we're rooting for Freddy and shit too. So that's smart as well. But whatever have a cultural impact on everybody, on grandmothers, on little kids, and the youth. I don't know. I think it'll always be powerful, but I don't know if it would step step in pop culture just to be the geist, to be that thing that rules us all. I don't know. It could happen. Anything can happen, but I don't know. I don't see it quite yet in the next 10 years.
Yeah. I just want to point out that, you were saying about kids coming up to you with the Art the Clown and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, back in the 80s, when kids were running around with Freddy Krueger gloves and running around, including myself and Jason and Halloween, all that shit was going into stickers. There was kid stickers, kid book. The ones you put the stickers on, you buy after school or whatever.
Yep, I remember.
That was all Freddy and Jason. There was all that shit. In fact, Freddy, Robert Englund, came to a kids, the Saturday morning kids cartoon shows you probably had. He came to promote his film on one of the kids things. Anyway, the point is that we've had the ups and downs. But every decade there comes a few films that are really good, and they copy each other, like Scream and what's the other one I know he did last summer, Saw and Hostile. You've got all these, and they come and go, but they'll keep coming and going, but they'll never quite leave. They'll just always be there. And like you were saying as well, all it takes is two or three, a couple of good Star Wars movies or even shows, and Star Wars is back up on top. That's all it needs. Yeah, the fans will lose their mind, the critics will lose their mind, and Star Wars will be back on top. I think it'll take more than a good few films to bring back superheroes to be Avengers kind of level again. I think it will take, even if they're good, even if Wolverine and Deadpool is good and the Joker is good, I think to get back to the level of Avengers, don't know. I can't say, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So horror movies will always be the way they are since the day one. They'll always be, and I just don't think. And one more thing, the kid-friendly thing. It's only select audiences can go and see these as well. Do you know what I mean? So overtaking superhero films, I don't know. So,
Yeah, but see, that's another reason. I'm glad you brought that up. That's why horror's been dabbling in the PG-13 market, because that gives them a little bit more wiggle room, so that you can have kids come into the movies. More parents are more willing to let their kids go watch it. You know, so that's the reason why Megan was PG-13. And then eventually, see, that was a brilliant marketing thing too.
wasn't that thing PG-13? What's that one with the teddy bears and that house? What was that? Five Nights at Freddy's.
Quiet Place
Wasn't
is
that PG?
PG-13
Oh yeah,
too, right?
Five Nights at Freddy. But see, Five Nights at Freddy, that's another thing too. Five Nights at Freddy was one of the most downloaded freaking video games, phone games ever. And that shit has been popular for years, dude. Like, and that shit been holding it down for like 10 years. And you know, and another thing that they're see another, and then there's another one called, what is it, Poppy's Playtime? I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
Poppy's Playtime.
Poppy's Playtime.
I don't know.
I'm like, Q, you got kids.
Yeah. I got kids. Yeah.
It's like this little, it's like this skinny blue thing with teeth. It looked like a Muppet or something.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not 100%.
It's like this skinny thing. It's like, it looks, I guess, like an animatronic. But anyway, that shit's becoming popular, and they're making a movie about that shit. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, and then I remember at one time, kids were obsessed with them creepy pasta stories. Slenderman.
Yeah.
Right? You had Slenderman. That's the only reason Slenderman even had a fucking movie, because all these kids were talking about it. They were supposed to do it. The who?
Remember that? The Momo. Remember that thing?
Momo, yeah.
It was really into that.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff the Killer, all that shit. Like, you know, like it's
Aren't they doing a Barney horror movie soon?
Nah, they're doing I heard they were doing a rated R Barney.
All right.
And it was going to be about it's like a coming of age. It's kind of like how the Barbie movie was.
Okay.
Like kind of like a coming of age shit, like somebody dealing I don't know, some shit. Barney helping somebody going through a midlife crisis, some stupid shit. But anyway, the point of the matter is that I'm saying that I feel like horror is grabbing an audience now more so than it ever has, and it's actually being, because at first horror wasn't really considered film, you know, like it was just fucking. It's to a lot of people it's just trashy movies. It's like, oh, you know, you just go watch it. It's adrenaline fuel. You're just trying to get that high from that scare, and you know now they're starting to kind of go back to the roots, like with our Exorcist. Or our freaking what's that shit called, Rosemary's Baby. You know, they're going back to like Carnival of Souls. They're going back to the storytelling element of it, you know, and I appreciate it because I like world building, you know, and the fact that a lot of these movies are getting greenlit sequels at a rate that we've never seen. We've seen franchises that we thought were long gone and dead get a second chance at doing something, you know. I mean, you know, I like I said, I just see horror's doing more consistently than Star Wars and superhero films.
I agree with you there. I agree with you there.
It's way more consistent, you know? And I mean, yeah, you can make a Star Wars film and be back on top, but people are never going to forget the sour taste that you left in their mouth. People love The Mandalorian.
Is it winning cures everything, though?
Yeah, but see, people love The Mandalorian, right? But did that make them forget about Rey in Star Wars episode, what is it, 9, 8, and 7? Nah, hell no. Nah. In their back pocket, they still was like, man, I don't know. I don't trust Disney. I don't trust them. And then as soon as something came out, see, that's why I don't trust Disney. That's why I don't trust Disney. You know, and we have most of our superheroes being replaced with female counterparts. And this is the world that they're building. Yeah, and this is the world that they're building for the future. So I mean, they're gonna have to commit to this unless they're gonna atomic bomb this shit, drop it, and then start fresh. So the world, the hero path that Marvel's on right now, they gotta stick to it. See, James Gunn is lucky he's rebooting his universe so he can kind of start fresh. Marvel has to stick to this shit unless they nuke it.
Yeah, they're stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then
That's
Star
not-
Wars is just seems to be destined to be hated because they don't
I
seem
think,
people don't like it.
I think they're going to bring back Iron Man as well and all that, just to
But
Who,
that's
Robert Downey Jr.?
where the market is at.
yeah.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. They have to at this point. You know, I don't see what only thing can really save Marvel really right now is a solid X-Men movie, bro. You know what I'm saying? The Secret Wars. I don't
The
know.
thing about X-Men though, I always think I keep saying is that you could do a lot with the X-Men because of like the controversy of like nobody likes them and with today's climate and what's going on. So I think there's a lot to do with X-Men. It's just will they? But I do think they'll bring back Iron Man and Captain America and all that because to be honest with you, think about it, since the Avengers, since Iron Man and all them are gone, they're just dealing with secondary characters and they're trying to hype us up about these secondary characters that nobody gives a shit about. You know, they're gonna have to bring something back. But anyway,
I don't think even Black Panther. Yeah, Black Panther passed away. They don't even have him now. It's just, so like you got nobody to look forward to really over at Marvel. They had to bring Hugh Jackman from Fox back to even catch a little buzz again. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
like,
You know what's even crazier is the fact that what did you said? You just said something and it caught my interest, but then I lost it. You were saying that secondhand characters, they have to bring back these old characters, but the fact that they have to bring back these old characters, that's a red flag.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a red flag. That means that you tried to build something on your own and you couldn't, so you had to backtrack and go back to what people were used to. But people don't forget.
Well, I think superheroes will have another little burst, especially with James Gunn and
that's what I wanted to say.
That, but it won't last.
I'm sorry. Can I interject real quick? This is what I want to say. X-Men, right? You were talking about how X-Men can really get a really good story in because there's a lot of like politics behind X-Men. But has Disney burnt that bridge already? Disney can't tell that story no more without somebody screaming, "Whoa."
Yes, true.
Am I lying?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. The story automatically, that's what it's about. It's all about freaking mutants being treated differently. It's supposed to mimic the civil rights movement. But Disney has kind of put itself in a strange situation where if you tell that story, you are going to get pushback from the people and they're going to call it woke.
Yeah. They put themselves in their own corner, sort of thing in that way. But
and these are the pioneers of the superhero genre. I'm telling you, it's gonna fail.
Yeah, I agree. It will fail. It will go, but I still don't think the horror movies will replace it. I think they'll just be the way they always are. They'll have big, massive hits. Terrifier 3. There'll be a new thing come out in like about 10 years, and it'll be big, and there'll be other things that copy it, and it'll be good, and then it'll fade a little bit, and it'll be back again. So yeah, I just don't think they'll replace it. And I know what you're saying with the rides and what was that? Those, what do you call them? Halloween nights or something?
Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, we don't have that shit over here, but we have the Saw
ride.
You
guys got horror conventions, right?
We have the Saw ride. The Saw ride.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That'd be cool.
But
I saw that.
Good actually. Cool. It was good. I was on it. It's not far from here where I'm anyway. But again, I think it'll always be that way. It'll always just be up and down, and you'll have big characters like Terrifier, Freddy, and all that will come out of nowhere, and it'll be big for a while, and they'll stay big. It's just that's the way it'll always be.
Yeah, but we've never seen have you ever seen the Exodus like we're seeing now?
In 1980s horror. I remember being around that time. Horror was huge, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't matter what they fucking made either.
Yeah,
as you can see,
Hellraiser. You know what I'm saying? Freddy,
all
Chucky.
these B movies. Oh my god!
Yeah. I like during the time I've been alive, I haven't seen like a renaissance like the 80s. They were printing Fangoria, but it was just everywhere, bro. Like you said, it was like Freddy was on cartoon You know what I'm saying? Lunch
Yeah.
boxes and shit. It was huge.
Didn't he have a
Now,
TV show or something?
yo, Freddie,
Yeah,
Freddy's
Nightmares.
Nightmares.
Nightmares,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, did they video
Shit.
games and shit?
Crypt
Not to say that
Yes.
they're doing
I'm
now.
Afraid of the Dark. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But see, what I'm saying is
Monsters.
I've never seen people exodus from something as bad as they are from superhero films.
I
as bad
agree.
as Star Wars.
I agree, but
I've
I just
never
don't
seen
think
anything like it.
that will pass it.
Mhm.
I just don't think it will always be the way it is.
I think the numbers are already there.
Well, we
And
should
we
do
start-
this video in 10 years from now and see what happens.
Uh-huh.
If your intro is finished by then, just saying.
My intro first, like, oh, you gonna keep zapping me about that? Don't be mad because you ain't met nobody, man. The only fucking person y'all can get over there is the truck driver from fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1.
Hey, in
And
this
that's not
country,
even, and that's not
in
even
this-
a joke.
all right, in this country, he's a fucking legend, right? So, Hugh, all right, you've seen the Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
You remember at the end when the girl's trying to get away, this truck comes and this big black dude gets out and he helps
I know
her.
exactly.
Right. We had a convention over here not a couple of years ago, right? And it was like, I don't know who that is. And then the biggest star was the guy who was the truck driver. He was the star of the convention. You know, the guy who never spoke. He jumped out, ran.
He had the coldest run though. He had the coldest run.
Well, over here he's fucking royalty. Yeah, he's
Damn.
meeting with the king and everything, right?
So
So
the silly
just-
shit.
He
don't
got
be
knighted.
knocking him now. Don't
That's
be knocking
awesome.
him.
I
Could you
love
imagine if
that.
he got knighted with a wrench?
He had to have on that same shirt though, like he had in Texas
He had
Chainsaw
to-
Massacre,
yeah.
same white beater, that yellow
He
one.
met the
Sprayed with
king.
the yellow
The
or
king
some
said,
shit.
"Get on your knee." Knighted him.
I'm not
There
even
you
gonna lie
go.
to you. Sometimes you go to these horror conventions and some of these people be like, they think they're bigger than what they really are. You like,
I know it's true.
you be like, hey bro, I ain't trying
Listen,
to break it to you, but
In his defense, if you did that one little thing and then someone's offering you to go to a convention where people will pay you
I'm
for
going.
your signature, you go, fuck it, he's going. Do you know what I mean?
and what are we talking about? Q over here signing autographs too, man, kissing babies and all that.
Oh yeah, I only signed
yeah.
a couple. I'm like, I don't know, like I'm a fan like you. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I think these people are cool too. So like, I only signed like a handful of them. Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah,
You
Q
know,
was
it's
in a it kind of like a fan made Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. I played the Duke, and it's on YouTube. You can watch it. It's called Roseblood. Here's Adam Marcus from who made was it Jason Goes to Hell? He signed my. He wrote this little message about me, and this is me as the Duke right here. You know, I had to make the Duke cool with give him dreads and shit, but like, yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's my boy. And yeah, and I went to a couple
I'm gonna
conventions.
watch that because it's funny. I watched Friday the 13th tonight, so I'm in a Friday the 13th mood. So
Oh, nice.
it's on YouTube.
Yep. It
It's
got
not
we brought back Terry Kaiser, who played the doctor from Part 7, and he was in Weekend at Bernie's. A cup cool guy. I had lunch with him and a bunch of times, and then we brought Laura Park Lincoln back, who played Tina in the movie. So it's a continuation of Part 7 with the girl with the psychic powers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All
So
right,
it's Part 2.
yeah.
It's kind of Part 2 to that one. You know what I'm saying? We in the Camp Crystal Lake Research Facility, and you see the first, backstory of the Duke, because you never really got a backstory of the Duke. So that's the character I play and shit. Yeah, yep. And
That's pretty cool, actually. So we're we're making a video with like a star.
Yeah, man.
No, man. I ain't
Star is
a star,
born.
man.
Yeah, no, you're a star. I'm gonna tell the
No.
king, and he's gonna invite you over with the wrench.
Oh, I'm
Truck
just
driver,
happy I'm a
and we're
black
gonna-
guy who made it out of Friday 13th movie alive. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
for real.
You
You
had to
never-
be a fan made then.
You guys are running back a sequel, right? Aren't you guys,
You said-
aren't you
Oh,
guys
we
running
make
back a sequel? Roseblood?
Yeah, we're trying to get a sequel made, I think. You know what I'm saying? Talking to Peter Anthony, you know what I'm saying? See what he want to do. He don't quite have a script. So I'm in another movie that he was in called Laugh. He's working on that right now. So if he makes another one, I'm down. But I am going out to Texas. It's supposed to be this summer to film a scene with the Duke from the Roseblood universe. So I got a couple Duke appearances to making like little small fan films. So like if they want me to wear the hat, I'm sure. Like
They're gonna fly you out?
Yeah, they was gonna fly me out to Texas and
Damn.
yep, and do my little scene for the Duke. And it's only
Sounds
like
good.
a page, so like I don't know. We'll see what happens though. But like it was just
Sounds
fun.
good. It sounds
Hey,
fun.
man, that's dope. Man.
Yeah.
Oh man, thanks, man. Yeah, it's just fun. I'm just a fan like everybody else, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Like, look at this shit. all this horror shit back here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a fan, bro. So like, if I get a chance to do it, so like,
are you friends with him on Facebook?
with who? The Duke.
Yeah.
No, man. I went out and took that
I just want
picture.
to. I'm friends with Madman Mars on Facebook, right? So,
nice.
You know,
nice.
all of a sudden now,
Wait,
you know,
do you know who Madman Mars is?
No.
Exactly. Get the fuck out of here. Like
he's just saying that. He's just saying that. He, of course he does. He knows
this is
who
to brag about that
Mars
shit all the time. Hey man, you know I'm friends with Madman Mars. I'm like, bitch, that is a niche audience. Like,
who is that for real though? I'm not even...
All right, so there's a film called Madman Mars, and basically it's a rip-off of Friday the 13th. Basically,
okay,
yeah.
Madman Mars.
Now it's called Madman, but it's Madman Mars. It's a rip-off.
it's about
I
this
grew up
little
watching
caveman looking motherfucker killing people in the woods.
Yeah, it's like
he ain't got,
campfire.
He ain't got a nose. He ain't got a nose.
It's like cheap Crystal Lake. Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
shit.
I grew up with that film. I made a little video, like a review type video, and the guy saw it, and now we're friends on Facebook. So I'm part of celebrity with the guy who didn't speak on the Madman Mars movie.
Oh, that's
he's nearly as big. He's nearly as big as the guy from the Chainsaw Massacre, the truck driver. Nearly.
Yeah.
Not as big as you, though.
And then you tried to pitch that. Tell him what happened when you tried to pitch your sequel idea.
Huh?
Well, tell him what happened when you tried to pitch your sequel idea.
Oh no, that was to the producer.
Oh, I was about to say, that's funny as shit. Try to pitch the idea.
Yeah, I'm friends with the producer. Yeah, I'm fucking. I'd make it. I'm telling you, I'll make it, and I'm gonna get Q to star in it.
These motherfuckers.
Let's go.
I'm gonna get Q flying over to England.
The Duke in a Friday the 13th rip off. I like it.
I like it. I'm down.
Sounds good.
Let's go. Let's go to England.
Hey, but look, this has been fantastic. I love the fucking conversations. We all had great points. What do you guys in the audience think? Do you guys think I have a point? You guys think that you see horror movies replacing superhero movies and possibly Star Wars in the next 10 years? Or do you agree with these two gentlemen right here and think I'm tripping? Anyway, let me know in the comment section down below. You are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Don't forget to subscribe to Del Boy's channel, Movie Mash. He also has a channel called The Third Reel. Don't forget to subscribe to Q Reviews down there. I'll have the link in the description. Also, don't forget to check out his Friday the 13th movie, Roseblood or Blood Rose?
Yeah, Roseblood. Yep. Oh, you
Roseblood.
$3.99. $3.99. Yep.
$3.99, man. You ain't got to pay for anything. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's it. Let us know in the comment section down below. You're now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys have a magnificent day. And adios, homies. Now time for the long ass outro.
I want to play a game. Subscribe now. The choice is yours. You're now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop.